Namaste. Here's a quick video on. I'm very concerned about Gene Hackman, right? Gene Hackman and his wife, Betsy Arakawa, and the dog. So that's two people and a dog. There was two other dogs that lived in the house. Gene Hackman from Santa Fe, New Mexico. Okay. The same day, I think it was, what was it, the 26th or 27th of February? Sorry, guys. Wednesday or Thursday. I've been just doing a lot of art videos, so I wanted to do this beforehand, but I'm a procrastinator, so. Anyhow, it was either Wednesday or Thursday, which was yesterday. Michelle Trachtenberg and also Gene Hackman and Betsy, his wife, Betsy Arakawa, and the dog were all deceased yesterday. So it's so sad. Okay, so he was 94 and 95, and she was 63. And that's very young. She was his main caretaker, which is kind of curious. It seemed like they were very isolated, like nobody saw them. Anyhow, I was trying to tap in. That's why I have his name written down. Gene Hackman. And he's like, my wife, Katrina, my wife is my soulmate. Do you know that? And I'm glad that I retired in my 70s. He retired, I think it was, he was in his 70s, and people thought that was too young. But he's like, I gave like a good 40 years of myself to Hollywood and all that jazz. And he said, I'm glad we had that time together, but I'm trying to tap into what happened. And I see him grabbing his chest, and he's definitely in a different place in the house, but I feel like he might have, either his wife was in the kitchen and went up to the bathroom, and that's why the pills were thrown all over the place, or he was trying to help his wife, or she was trying to help him. Okay, so I'm not really tapping into her. She's kind of quiet. Okay, but it wasn't carbon monoxide. All right. So earlier today, I threw out a couple of cards, and I got social media. Let me just pull it up. Social media will provide valuable clues, especially a camera that's in the yard and in the house. They didn't have that many in the house. Unfortunately, somebody that worked on the house knows something. I don't know if they're guilty of any kind of, they said nothing was stolen, but I think there's things that might have been taken that nobody knows about yet. It doesn't sound like the family members, like the daughters, or I don't even know if there was any sons, but I know he has a daughter named Jean, Elizabeth Jean Hackman. I don't think they were close, because his pacemaker, this is based on fact, his pacemaker stopped working on February 17th. So they might have been dead for weeks. And the dog was in the closet or a crate, and the other two dogs were out. One was out of the house running around. They had a doggy door, so one of the dogs was outside, but some neighbors did say they saw the dogs running about, and they thought that was a little strange. We're going to hear from one of the neighbors, maybe even two of the neighbors, that saw something. Somebody going in the house. So we have victim or victims. Family was familiar with the killer. Okay, I'm not quite sure there's a killer. I just feel like something in the chest area, but for both of them, I feel the chest chakra. Well, I know he had a bad heart and he had a pacemaker. And that's why he retired early, because he wanted to have time with his wife. They were definitely soulmates. But she had a thyroid issue, and supposedly there was thyroid medicine taken, and other medication taken back, to investigate. All right, so I did get victim engaged in unusual behavior prior to the crime. Yes, we're going to hear about this. It doesn't make any sense right now. I know. They're so private that they don't want any information out. Like even in heaven, and they are in heaven. They are, transitioning to the other side, or they have. But still very quiet. Both of them are very quiet. Like private. So he's like, yeah, I was a hermit. So what? I was a hermit. And my wife didn't mind being a hermit with me. Who doesn't have skeletons in their closet, Katrina? I know, I'm not judging you. I'm just trying to find out what happened to Gene Hackman. Gene Hackman and Betsy Arakawa. Gene Hackman and Betsy Arakawa. Okay, then I have this one. And this is not going to be long because my phone's going dead. Witnesses may fear coming forward with valuable information. Witnesses may fear coming forward with valuable information. Yes. There's about 3 people that know something. Okay. Now, the 2 people out of the 3 are just like neighbors and maybe even family members, like this card says. Neighbors will come up, oh, I didn't think it was important then, but, because they're so private. But, and like, even think about the people who found them. The guy that called up was a maintenance person for the property. And he said, I'm looking at 2 dead bodies. Then when she said, what are you talking about? Whose body do you see? How did he see the wife who was laying in the bathroom? And then how did he see Gene Hackman who was laying in the mud room? That's 2 different parts of the house. And then they said, how do you know they're dead? And he said, oh, well, I can't tell. They're just laying there. But, yeah, I can't get into the house. The house is locked. And then they found that one of the doors was unlocked and another door was ajar. Okay. And this is a lot of time. And so like something with that phone call didn't sit right with me. I'm not, and this is allegedly, and this is for entertainment reasons only, but something with that phone call, I listened to it a couple of times to the police to, send somebody over. And I'm not saying that that person knows everything or that person is guilty, but that person knows something else. Because they thought that family would go over there to discover them. But then it was really a long time. It's been since February 17th. So 18th, 19th, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. So that was 9 days? Okay. Well, we're going to hear more information. And so definitely social media is going to help us with valuable clues. So, yeah, I don't see Gene Hackman as being a person that really wanted cameras in his home because he's so private. But there is going to be a camera that maybe was outside the home that detected something going opening and closing. And especially with the Sebastian Rogers case, you know that many people are techno wizards. So if they know they're going to like maybe do something wrong, they're going to fix the cameras. But somebody else, and on the phone, their phone records picked up something. Okay? Wait and see. Rest in peace, Gene Hackman, and your beautiful wife, Betsy Arakawa, and your beautiful doggie in heaven together. Namaste.